So there's a lot of pros and cons to living in West Virginia. Um, I had a whole video about, I'm just going to save it just in case. But I had a whole video about pretty much renting in West Virginia. The two cons to living in West Virginia is so far in my experience, we've been here almost 2 years. I think February, I make it 2 years, and the health insurance here is not good, and if you renting from somebody, it's not good. Okay, so if you're thinking about moving over here, I will plan it out. I would first check it out. If you're gonna do your Airbnb thing, do that. If you're gonna stay in a hotel, do that. Um, but yeah, definitely don't anticipate like renting. Um, the houses and the property is fairly priced, so it's not bad. You can actually grab a piece of property or something like that for a decent price. Um, I'm talking a couple thousand, depending on what you're looking for. If you're handy, or if you looking to put a couple dollars into something, the best thing to do is to find. It took me about a year and a half, honestly, to figure out how to buy the cheap properties here, because I'm not doing the traditional thing where they put you in debt for 30 years. For 30 years, okay, we're not doing that. Not doing no mortgage, not dealing with no agents. Um, that's just my preferred way not to do things. If you prefer to get a loan from the bank and get, in my opinion, overpriced for a property that you're gonna, you know, uh, pay off in 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. 10 years not so bad. 10 years not so bad. But anything, you don't know what's going to happen in the next 30 years. And that's the problem. Sometimes people, they have these mortgages, and things happen, life happens. And then, that's why it's a whole nother market for foreclosures, because life happens, and then you can't make your payment. And then the property that in your mind that you really own, you don't own it. The bank owns it. Anyway, you can buy property pretty reasonable price. Coming here, you don't want the culture of the landlords here, um, is that they look down on tenants, and it's sad because, and if you're from West Virginia and you're watching this, listen to what I'm saying. In bigger cities, West Virginia wants their economy to be a little bit better, but um, you looking down on tenants is not, it's not the way to do that. Your bigger cities, you have millionaires, people. You don't know what people are worth, especially if they're not. It's a flip side of that coin too. So let me say this: as a property investor, you probably, like, I'm not looking forward to doing um, long term rental units anymore, because flip side of that coin is my experience with having neighbors as tenants, um, is bad. So it's the rental business here is, you know what I mean. The rental business, So if you come in here, visit, get your hotel room, you know, check it out, go, take your time. We didn't do that. We didn't know anybody here. We met people as we go, right? And meeting people as you go, you don't have to hook up. So our idea was, let's rent. If we like it, then we'll look into buying another property. That was our idea. But I'm telling you from excuse me, my experience, that ain't the way to go. The way to go is save up some money wherever you at. Say, 5, 6,000. You know, they sell houses. You can get houses 5, 6 thousand. I can get houses 5, 6 thousand. So if you're watching this, if you want to message me, if you're thinking about coming, you know, you got my info. You know, you watching my video, so you can contact me. Just look for my email, look for my contacts, send a message with whatever platform you're looking for this on. Yeah. So, but yeah, the rental. So that's the two cons. Your insurance. The health insurance here sucks. And also the rental business here sucks. So you don't want to be a tenant, and you don't want to rent out to long-term tenants. Now the soft spot where I'm planning on this year is short-term rentals. So for an example, like your Airbnb type of thing, whatever. I don't know how much I'm getting into the Airbnb per se, but what I am saying is that once this year, once I start accumulating some properties, my first step is to the people that I know that need change. Then I want to have a place that I can bring them over. If I know a bunch of investors all over, so that way they have a place that they're comfortable at. They don't have to worry about a hotel. They can experience what it's like to be here. And if they want to invest, they want to invest. If they don't want to invest, they don't want to invest. If they want to live here, they want to live here. If they don't want to live here, they don't. If they don't, some people don't like it. You know, some people love the city. You know, the city is convenient. You know, you can walk outside your door. You can get on a bus, train, plane, you know, whatever. You can hop in your car, go wherever you want to go. I like living in rural areas. I just like that. I like living close to the city, like big cities. Like I'm not that far, and we're in West Virginia, but I'm not that far from Pittsburgh. And also, I'm not that far from Columbus, Ohio. So you know, I like it like that. You know, I could do business. Ohio is, the bigger cities here is Morgantown, West Virginia, Wheeling, West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia. And then you have others, you know, decent size like Fairmont and Clarksburg and Parkersburg and, Beckley. So I like it like that. I don't have to live directly in a city, but I can always do business in the city, and the commute's not that bad. A couple hours, hour here, some places, hour there. I want to say commute is about an hour to 3 hours. Depending on what you're doing. We borderline Maryland. You can, you got Cumberland, Maryland, Hagerstown, Maryland is a couple hours. So long story short, I like living where I live. Can you hear that? Quiet. I like quiet. It's like reverse. Like you grow up in a city, you want quiet. You grow up in the quiet, you want city. That's the way it works. But anyway, I just want to share that with you. So your pros is your laws. It's not hard to start a business here. It's very inexpensive to start a business here. That's why this year I made the decision that we're in Jan. I think today is January 11th, Tuesday or Wednesday. Don't quote me, but yeah, I made that decision that we're gonna stick around for a little bit because there's other places that I'm thinking about going to, but once you learn, and it took me all this time to learn the area and learn this and learn that and how they do things, and it's all of that, and things to do, things not to do, and it goes back to the laws. For an example, the two ones that pop out is it's easy to open a bar. It's like a couple $100 for your liquor license here, not hundred thousands, a couple $100 to obtain a liquor license here. And the other one is the property law, where if somebody comes on to our property, I have the right to defend my property. No question asked. No questions. You're on my property, I have the right to defend my property. That's what I like about it. You know, other states is, well, you know, let's examine the angle and let's see if the person could have did this and made it out, and if you if you shooting them, or if you however you defended your property, if it was justifiable. Don't make sense. You're on my property. So if you threaten me on my property, I have the right to defend that's the main one that I like. So sometimes people say, well, you know, because of my travels, they say, well, won't you move over here? And won't you move over here? Why do you like it there? That's why. Because the minute you decide that, you know, for whatever reason, you don't feel like being my friend anymore and you want to threaten me or whatever, you know, I have the right to defend my property. If I see you on my property, I have the right to defend my property. And that's just that. With that said, you got more shows coming from No Bookings. I'm going to take you around. We're going to vlog. I'm going to show you around. So that way, you know, you get a good insight. You know, what it's like to live in West Virginia. What it's like to live here in West Virginia. Peace, blessings.